Auston Matthews looks like his old self leading the Maple Leafs past the Calgary Flames. Hey everyone, welcome to Inside the Leafs. Rob Wong, joined alongside by Toronto Sun Maple Leafs writers Terry Koshan and Lance Hornby. And I don't want to say Auston Matthews is back, guys. It's just one game, but I think Maple Leafs Nation breathing a sigh of relief just watching that performance and the Leafs' performance in general as they have been scuffling of late. Terry, we know Auston Matthews is most likely not 100%. He is dealing with something, but does a game like that give you hope that at least from time to time he can still reach that level?
Oh, for sure. It's one game, and the challenge against the Avalanche will be much greater on Wednesday night, but take it for what it was, a real force and show of leadership on the part of Matthews. He said after the game Saturday, the loss to Ottawa, we got to wrap our minds around the fact that we're getting into playoff type hockey now and start playing like it. And what happens on Monday night against the Flames, his line sets the tone from the opening shift. And that's that. A couple of power play goals for him, of course, and, scoring with authority like we've seen in the past as well. But, what else did he do? He won 13 of 17 faceoffs, strong defensively as he always is. And, he took the bull by the horns. And he had some things to say Saturday night, backed it up with the way he played on Monday. And we'll see where it goes from here. It is just one game, but it's how can you not be encouraged out of it, especially with a couple of things. A, the talk around his health and him more and less acknowledging last week he is playing through something. And then B, the way the Leafs have been playing as a whole and not well with one win in 6 games going into that night. So he comes out, he dominates. Having said that, it was a complete team win, but I just think it was really impressive. And, the challenge against the Avs gets harder with Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar and everything, but really positive for the captain to play and lead the way he did last night.
Well, a lot of people, I think, would say about time as far as Auston Matthews is concerned. There's been obviously a fall off in play, but the other thing would be how many people, at the start of the year said, I don't care what Auston Matthews does. I don't care if he scores 100 goals. It's what he does in the playoffs that counts. Mm-hmm. So with his injury and all this, so clearly he's been building towards pacing himself, giving himself maybe that load management as far as that's concerned. Certainly, he's not missed any games, but certainly he's been taking it cautious in many ways, and obviously that great release that we've come to know hasn't been there. But I thought in the Ottawa games, a couple of moves where he drove to the net, he was behind the net, and he just carried 2 or 3 Senators with him on a drive to the front. That's another thing we haven't seen. So maybe he's rounding into shape. Maybe these precautions he's taken and taking that month off are going to bear some fruit in April. And that's when people want to see what this guy can do. Again, to Terry's point, it was kind of a weaker Calgary team. And, it's good that he got some power play goals, but he's going to, it's going to take more than that, especially if Toronto wants to improve its standing, stay in that first place hunt, and maybe avoid a very difficult opponent in the first round.
Absolutely. It's going to be a challenge either way once the Maple Leafs get to that first round. Another position I think Maple Leafs fans are hoping for to get a little bit more out of is the goaltending position at this moment, Lance. And both Anthony Stolarz and Joseph Woll, at least for the month of March, putting up save percentages around 870 or so, which would have been good in the 80s, but not so much right now here in the 2020s. But does a performance like the one from Joseph Woll on Monday night still potentially leave the chance that, he could be the one heading into the playoffs as the number one if Anthony Stolarz continues to scuffle?
All I can say is thank God it's not 2 weeks ago when the trade deadline was here, because everybody would have started waving red flags that they have to make a deal for yet maybe another goalie, or maybe look at someone else in the system. But you know what? I think the play of both of them is definitely off, but I think it's a reflection of how everybody has been playing of late. Things have dropped off, certainly in the forechecking department. There's ongoing struggles with trying to find Morgan Riley the right partner, and then you have Carlo coming in and trying to fit him in as well. So I think their play, yes, has been subpar, but I think a lot of it's had to do just the way the team is going. And, they were very good for a very long time, which Toronto has not had from 2 goalies. And they're a huge reason why Toronto's in this first place conversation at all. So I'm going to back off a little bit and think that better things are ahead for these 2 guys. And really, I would be comfortable with either one starting in one of the playoffs right now. I'll have to see what, how what it looks like down the stretch, and who does pull ahead, because only one guy can go in there. But I like the way they're. I just like them long range. I don't think that this the skid in the last little while is going to stick around and hurt either guy.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes for Woll here in the last 6 weeks, or I guess month now. We're talking out of the regular season. I still think the preference from within might be to have Stolarz be that guy for game one. He has an opportunity here to come back from some of these starts that haven't been great. I would assume he's going to start against the Avalanche on Wednesday night, and then Woll goes in against the Rangers on the road on Thursday, and if not, then the other way around. So the good signs for Woll last night. I thought he was solid. Had to be, just given the way that things have gone for him lately. Pulled last week for the first time in his NHL career. Certainly not something you want to lug around for too long. And I thought he played well. Going forward, there's both bounce back opportunity. There's opportunities for both of them, and we'll see. But like you said, Rob, the save percentage has not been good. Really going back to the end of the Four Nations break, and each of them has to pull up their socks that way. Part of it, like Lance says, a reflection of the play in front of them. But I think, especially in Woll's case, not necessarily seeing the bigger timely saves that we might have been earlier in the season. But last night was good. He had the win last week against Utah as well in the shootout, and you try to build off them. But like to Lance's point, I'm not concerned about the goaltending either. There's going to be dips for everybody in every season. And if you look across the league, I think most players and goaltenders go through these sorts of things, and better now than starting around April 20th. So I'm confident they'll pull out of it, both of them, individually, and however the team is playing in front of them. But yeah, to me, it's not a worrisome point by any stretch as we're looking into the last 4 weeks of the regular season.
I just add quickly that having a better penalty kill would help too. That's let them down.
But they are part of that, right?
Yeah.
Like what do they always say? Your goalie's your best penalty killer. So yeah, and we saw it last night, right, Lance? A little better that way in that regard. And I don't know how much you can measure it against a Flames team that scores the fewest goals in the NHL, but still, you take what you can going forward, and it was better.
Yeah. Just win, baby, as one NFL owner used to say back in the day. And I think that's all Maple Leafs fans are looking for at this point. But as you guys have said, tough one coming up on Wednesday against the Colorado Avalanche. As always, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. For Lance Hornby and Terry Koshan, I'm Rob Wong. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.